is astrology and how can it help us?
Literally, it means science of light.
So, what is birth chart in astrology?
Okay, it is 9 planets and 12 rashis and 27 stars. So these are the three, it's a kind of a three club together, decides the horoscope or the chart of a child based on its Purva Punya Bala.
12 houses, 12 rashis and 9 planets, right?
Correct.
So, if it is the exact photocopy of the astronomical sky, right, what is considered as the 9th planet there?
Before that, 7 planets were being given by these rishis because predominantly these were the primary planets which had extraordinary effects on the planet Earth.
Dasha and Bhukti. So, what are the exact roles of those in astrology?
Okay. This Dasha Bhukti system exactly is the crux of the astrology, is the core of the astrology because.
So can we simply say that if anybody is going through Sani, Peyarchi or Shani's phase, is doing a lot of good karmas, just like for instance say charity and service would help them lessen the effects?
Absolutely, yes. Based on the destiny and fate in the game of 9 planets and 27 stars on the map.
Hello, Vanakkam, Vandanam, Namaste. This is Ashwin from IG. So recently New Year is coming up and in next 2 months we will be entering a new journey of our life. So recently I have been intrigued about astrology a lot. So today we have a guest with us, a special guest, Astro Shyam. Hi sir.
Hi.
So he is professionally an IT professional and astrologer by passion. So what we are going to discuss is all about astrology from basics, and I believe this podcast will help you be an astrologer yourself. Let's tune into podcast with big smile and lot of curiosity. Welcome to my G podcast. Hi sir.
Hello. First of all, thank you so much for having me here in MYG. It's really a pleasure to be in MYG show. And
Thank you, sir.
Very thrilled. So I think our guest will also be thrilled, I guess.
We are equally excited.
Thank you for having me. It's really a pleasure. We can.
Yes sir. So actually I wanted to know a lot more about your background, sir, because as I already introduced you, you're basically an IT professional and an astrologer by passion. So I am sure the audience will be equally curious to know about you. Can you share a few words about yourself, sir?
Sure. I'm born and raised in Chennai. I come from the lineage of astrology itself. My grandfather, he himself was a great astrologer 50 years before. He was a renowned astrologer and learned astrologer in and around Tirunelveli district. His profession was into post office. He was a postmaster. So parallelly, he had the another profession of astrology. He had so much of gurus then. By that time, 40, 50 years before, he had so much of gurus there around Tirunelveli, and he was doing that service for all the people who have been approaching him with a lot of issues, lot of problems, a lot of the day-to-day things that people have, the expectations and all the things. So I believe after that the lineage passed on to me by his grace and by all my gurus and masters' grace. It was a long desire, and it was a long kind of thirst that I had innate in me. I realized that, or rather I found out that I had the kind of that desire to learn, or something was innate in me. The astrology was innate in me, but I didn't know how to execute it, or I didn't know how to really get through it as where to learn or how to learn and all those kind of. I didn't have any clue about that. But then what happened due to this purely on the blessings of my grandfather and my that lineage kind of that intrigue, that inner search, it pulled me to a lot of thanks to the digital world. I started to self-learn initially 10 years before, 10 to 11 years before, I would say. From 2010 to 2011, I started to self-learn, and fortunately, I found an institute here called Ramanujar Institute for Astrology here in Chennai through one of my friend. So he referred me, and I just approached them, and thanks to all the masters and my guru and the god, I got a very good broad range of wisdom in the Vedic astrology, especially. Yes. Especially in the Parashara system of astrology, length and breadth. I had the opportunity to explore with their grace length and breadth of it, and I learned, and I pursued with so many gurus. I had, apart from that institute, I also had parallelly 4 to 5 gurus where I went to their place like a gurukulam, and I learned from them on a one-on-one basis, and that's how the journey started, and here I am now, and I am practicing it for almost officially, as a part-time, because since I'm into the IT work environment, Monday to Friday I am totally devoted to the IT profession. So in the weekends, I take this as from my passion, as a lineage, and as a guru's grace. Everything combined together. I'm practicing it for 7 to 8 years roughly now. Yes. So this is the journey where it all started, and right now still it's counting.
It was truly interesting to know, because actually it is inspiring that destiny has made you an astrologer, to say about. Because we can see that your lineage has already been an astrologer, and it has led you to pursue that career again. So it is truly interesting, sir. So I think it is time to deep dive into astrology, and let's start from basics. So what is astrology, and how can it help us?
Astrology in English, it is though it is broadly referred as Jyotish in Sanskrit that we call, which per se literally means science of light. So Jyotish is something, it as the name itself suggests, it's a science of light, where when you are in darkness, you would always be looking out for a light.
Yeah.
So likewise, when you are in deep trouble due to various vasanas, various the prarabdha karmas, when human race is going through a lot of pain and a lot of turmoil in everyday life, leading the life, they search for some kind of light, or they search for some kind of pacifying factor, or they look for some sort of solace, hope or a solace, where this Jyotish or astrology comes as a light for them, shedding the light on their path, okay, this is your path, and these are all your karmas, and these are all your planetary positions, wherein because of these effects and aspects of planetary positions, you are going through this rough space, and don't worry, you will have the good space ahead of you. So you just have to be patient enough to go through this rough and wait for the good time to come. So this is exactly astrology, Jyotish. This is the meaning, science of light.
In the meanwhile, if something is able to help us go through that phase and to change it temporarily or smoothen it, we can use astrology, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jyotish is basically a science of light, which is also a guide. See, when you are going in a dark path, you can have that lantern light, which holds you. It is a light. It is that which guides you the way, so that you can see all the footsteps where you are placing it, and you can walk with the help of the light further. With every step that light helps you. So that was a very colloquial example that you can relate to.
Yes, got it.
When it comes to astrology.
But it's actually much more helpful to audience, because it's clearly understanding that. So if something is going wrong with your life, you can rely on astrology because it might help you at some point.
Yes,
Yeah.
when you are in deep trouble or when you are in the crossroads of life, where you are able to decide something, like you don't have any idea what is going on in your life, but you need to decide on something. You need to act upon.
Got it.
You need to take the extra, the risk of leaping the next step of phase of your life. There exactly the astrology comes into play, and it helps you in many ways to guide you.
Yes. So to start with astrology, one of the most common aspects in all types of astrology is the birth chart. So what is birth chart in astrology?
So birth chart basically is, see, when a child is born, okay? So when a child is born, there are a set of planets that are being constituted in our solar system. So I'm sure all the viewers knows the signs of solar system, our planet. I'm sure our viewers knows all those basic things. So we are in the solar system where sun is the center point. Around, with the sun as the center point, all the other planets are in the axis, like rotating in the clockwise direction.
Yeah.
So this is basic astronomy, physics, and astronomy science, astrophysics that anybody would know. Birth chart exactly is when a child is born. For example, a child is born, let's take the Chennai as an example. This is applicable worldwide, universal. This, on any part of the earth, when a child is born, this is the concept. But since we are, coming from the Eastern knowledge and from the Indian Vedic system, let's take Chennai as example. So when a child is born, today is 30th, or 29th October. A child is born by evening 5 o'clock in Chennai. So if you exact point of the solar system where right now the planets are, when the child is born at 5 o'clock, imagine a photograph is taken that 5 o'clock, the solar system, a picture of solar system is taken exactly at 5 o'clock.
So in simple terms, it is a photocopy of exact
time. The photocopy of the exact Xerox copy of the exact time where the child is born, based on the latitude and longitude, the place. We take Chennai for example. So latitude and longitudes, as you know, like as we all know, that it differs from country to country, places to places. So based on that, the photocopy is prepared. That is called exactly the birth chart or the horoscope of an individual.
So actually, there is a question that came out of curiosity. Currently, when we study the solar system, there are 8 planets. But in astrology, I think there are 12, 9, 12. That is 12 houses, 12 rashis and 9 planets, right?
Correct.
So if it is the exact photocopy of the astronomical sky, right? What is considered as the 9th planet there?
See, right from the the astrology is evolved, which is like 1500 BC, which is roughly if we take this 3500 years before. Sage Parashara Maharishi and Bhrigu Maharishi, they are the fathers of astrology, our ancient Vedic astrology. Like how Veda Vyas decoded all 4 Vedas and gave it to us in a very simpler and very encapsulated in a very simple and easy way for us to decipher and understand it for the human race. Sage Bhrigu and Parashara Maharishi, they deciphered through their powers, yogic powers, and they gave it in a very refined and very easy way for us to understand, perceive. So that is called Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra. That is our Bible and that is our Bhagavad Gita for our astrologers.
Yes.
What it says is, it is basically 7 planets. Okay? Rahu Ketu is not constituted as planets before. Okay. Why these 7 planets, the photocopy when the child is born, these 7 planets are the one which where placements were being captured. See, for example, as I said, sun is the central point.
Yep.
In a birth chart, we can see that 5 o'clock, that time, date of birth, time and place of birth. When you take that photocopy and cast a horoscope, the chart, Jataka, In that, you can find the places where sun is there, where moon is there, rashi, we call it as moon is there, Jupiter, Guru Bhagavan is there, Mars, Chavai Bhagavan is there, where Shukran, Venus is there, and where Mercury, Budan Bhagavan is there. So all these placements that is all captured.
Yeah.
So we say from Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Sun goes by default. So these are the 7 planets that go, right? I mean, like our 7 days, right?
Yeah.
Like Sun, Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn.
Yeah.
So these are the 7 planets which has the high impact that were deciphered by the Maharishis previously. But then what happened? Though there are like 12 planets, there are millions of planets in our galaxy. Okay. Why we constitute to only 7 planets before, and then I will come to that on the later part, why 9 planets, why 2 were added, that is Rahu and Ketu, I will come to that. Before that, 7 planets were being given by these rishis because predominantly these were the primary planets which had extraordinary effects on the planet Earth.
Okay.
On the human race, especially. On the human race, these 7 planets were constituting a kind of a mystic effect.
It's a direct impact on.
It's a direct impact on the human race.
Yeah.
How does it work? We don't see those rays of light. Like how we cannot see the air, we can feel the air. How we cannot see the sound, but we can feel the sound. The decibels cannot be seen, but the decibels can be measured through numbers.
Yeah.
But the decibel rays cannot be seen,
Yeah.
like per se.
Got it.
So likewise, the rays from all these 7 planets mainly had a huge impact on the human race. That is why it was given 7 planets. But then further to the evolution of the rishis and the science of astrology, they also found out that Rahu Ketu, which was the nodes basically, they are not physical planets. Rahu Ketu are not physical planets. Rahu Ketu are basically the 2 nodes, which is one is the shadow of the earth, which falls on the solar system. On the basically, the shadow itself falls on the earth, and the other one is the Ketu.
Yeah.
That is again 180 degree of the Rahu. We have a lot of Puranic stories for these Rahu and Ketu, but let's not digress the subject into the Puranic stories right now. Maybe we can have the discussion in a later part. So right now, Rahu Ketu became the planet because those nodes, that 180 degree, they'll always be in the 180 degree axis. Like Rahu and Ketu. Those also had the lot of impact, as equal as impact like these 7 planets like Sun, Moon, Jupiter, Venus. These Rahu and Ketu also had the equal constitution towards the human race. So the rishis made it as 9 planets. Okay, it is 9 planets and 12 rashis and 27 stars. So these are the 3, it's a kind of a 3 clubbed together, decides the horoscope or the chart of a child based on its Purva Punya Bala.
So karma plays a role in this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think we can take the karma concept later because I want the basics to be clear for our audience, especially me because I'm relatively new to the subject, but I had come across some of these astrology topics. So I think it would be much more interesting when we drill into it. So can you explain the part of 12 houses?
Right. So it starts from Aries and ends by Pisces. So it is like in Tamil we say that Mesham, Rishabham, Midunam, Kadagam, Simmam, Kanni, Tulam, Virchigam, Dhanusu, Magaram, Kumbham, Meenam.
So these are the 12 zodiac.
These are the 12 zodiac signs. Zodiac signs are basically, an imaginary set of, constitutions that is being placed in the space in our galaxy. It has 27 set of stars which are being diversified. These 27 stars are equally distributed in the 12 houses. It is all done by our Maharishis, purely on their yogic powers.
Got it.
as I mentioned before, like sage Parashara and Bhrigu Maharishi, purely, and Jaimini Maharishi, not to leave. Jaimini had his own kind of, Jaimini Shudras. Like, I mean, he had his own set of, astrological contributions, and his work is totally, it's all the same, but the way and means and ways are different. Okay, but the concept is same. All the 9 planets, it's all, everything is the same. The impact, how does it work on the thing, the lagna, everything is the same. But the ways and means are different. Rishis and the ways and means are different. So these 27 stars, as Maharishi, they actually distributed into the 12 rashis. Like, for example, Ashwini is the first star, which they placed it in the Mesha Rasi. Ashwini, Bharani, Kritikai, and Kritika is further, like, broken into 4. Each nakshatra has 4 padas.
Okay.
So we call that as padangal. 4 padangal, or nakshatra 4 padangal, which is like 13 degree and 20 minutes. So each duration of the degree is nothing but, let me be very simple. Again, it is in the space, the distance between the stars.
It's like axis.
It is ஒரு பாதம் அப்படிங்கும்போது அந்த அஸ்வினின்ற ஒரு பாதம்ல இருந்து அந்த ரெண்டாவது பாதம் travel பாத்தீங்கன்னா it is like 3 degree and 20 minutes.
Yeah, got it.
So basically, like, from ஒன்னாம் பாதம்ல இருந்து ஒரு அஸ்வினி, பரணி, கிருத்திகா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாதம் வரைக்கும் அந்த 4 plus 4 8 and 9 padas are there. 9 padas, if you take the axis distance, it is like 13 degree and 20 minutes on each rashis. So, like that, 27 nakshatras has been, mapped in such a way that from Mesha Rasi till Meena Rasi, it is all mapped.
Got it. Yes.
Because star has the effect. Mesha Rasi la Ashwini star la பிறந்த ஒரு குழந்தைக்கு ஒரு குணாதிசயம் இருக்கும். The characteristics will be different.
Actually, I want to talk about it more.
Sure. And so, like, did I answer your full part, or do you have any other part?
Actually, I'm getting the crux of it, but I think it will take time to process it completely.
All right.
And I also read about Dasha and Bhukti. So, what are the exact rules of those in astrology?
Okay. So, Dasha and Bhukti system is the vital point in astrology. That is exactly the vital point of astrology, because that is the one which actually, unfurls or unleashes the events of life, a person's life in astrology, based on the Purva Punya Bala. Let me be very, let me give you a very small example. As I mentioned earlier, there are 27 stars, right? So the 27 stars, like, which is being mapped, each star is mapped with the devatas. For example, Ashwini, why we call it from the Mesham to Meenam is Kala Purusha Tattvam is that. Right? From, if you see, like, we have imaginary drawing of in our Earth, in our planet Earth, Mother Earth, we have the imaginary line of Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn.
And
right?
equator. Yeah.
And equator. You don't have any line, drawn, per se, or physically in that. It is actually based on the degrees axis, like it is being
just used for value of measurement.
Value of measurement, wherein, like, northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere is being thing, and totally it is for the Earth's totally the crust is being identified for for our benefit, for our understanding or calculations, anything. I mean, it has a whole lot of significance is there, scientifically and also otherwise. So, like that, this Ashwini, Kalapurusha Tattvam, in Mesham, Kedu's Ashwini is Kedu Bhagavan, is the lord of Ashwini star. So, Parashara Maharishi derived a calculation like Dasha Buddhi to be constituted to each and every planet. For example, Dasha Buddhi is something like the period of years, how the planet is going to give you effects. Or basically, like if you take Sun, let's take from Sun. Parashara Maharishi has given Dasha Buddhi system. In the Dasha Buddhi system, Parashari Maharishi has given Sun has 6 years of time. When a person is running through a Sun Mahadasha, ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இப்போ என்ன தசா புத்தி நடக்குது அப்படின்னு ஒரு ஜாதகத்தில் பார்க்கும்போது அவர் வந்துட்டு ஒரு ஜாதகர் வந்து சொல்றாரு எனக்கு வந்து சூரிய தசை நடக்குதுங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னா அது வந்து 6 years அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். 6 years வந்துட்டு அவருக்கு வந்துட்டு அது நடக்கும்னு அர்த்தம். அதே மாதிரி when you take moon, it is being constituted to 10 years of Dasha Buddhi system. That is the total length period of moon. When you take Mars, it is 7 years. When you take Rahu Bhagavan, it is 18 years. When you take Jupiter, it is 16 years. When you take Venus, Shukran, it is 20 years of time frame.
Okay.
When you take Saturn, it is 19 years of time frame. So altogether, Ketu is 7 years. So altogether, if you add 10, 18, if you add everything, the total comprises of the Dasha system comes to 120 years. Why 120 years is given as average human, not now, then. It was average human lifespan was 120 years.
Yeah.
When a person is living for 120 years on this planet, he will run through all the 9 planets, effect of all the 9 planets. And this Dasha Buddhi system exactly is the crux of the astrology, is the core of the astrology. Because I told you, we discussed like the child is born 5 o'clock, 29 or 28 date, whatever date.
Yeah.
Like 5 o'clock, Chennai. For example, that time the star is being noted as, for example, Tula Rasi, Swadhi Nakshatra. நார்மலி குழந்தை பிறந்த உடனே கேட்பாங்க இல்லையா, என்ன குழந்தை என்ன நட்சத்திரத்துல பிறந்திருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. சுவாதி நட்சத்திரத்துல பையன் பிறந்திருக்கான், சுவாதி நட்சத்திரத்துல பொண்ணு பிறந்திருக்காங்க அப்படின்னு நம்ம சொல்லுவோம் இல்லையா. அந்த சுவாதி நட்சத்திரத்துல தான் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் தி தசா புத்தி சிஸ்டம் ஸ்டார்ட்ஸ். இட்ஸ் அந்த சைல்டுடைய கர்மா அப்பல இருந்து ஆரம்பிக்குது. ஸோ ராகு தான் சுவாதி நட்சத்திரத்துடைய காட் வந்துட்டு, ஐ மீன் பிளானட் வந்துட்டு, கரஸ்பாண்டிங் பிளானட் இஸ் ராகு பகவான். ஸோ அந்த சைல்டுடைய டெஸ்டினி வந்து ராகு திசையில வந்து போகும், ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகும். தட் இஸ் ஹவ் இட் கெட்ஸ் ரிவால்வ். தசா புத்தி இஸ் நத்திங் பட் இட் பேஸ்ட் ஆன் யுவர் கர்மா, பூர்வ புண்ணிய கர்மா. அந்த டைம்ல நீங்க பிறக்கிற டைம் வந்துட்டு காட் டிசைட்ஸ் தட் டைம். God decides that time. இந்த ராகு திசையில இருந்து இந்த நட்சத்திரமுடைய அதிபதி ராகு. ஆர் ஒரு குழந்தை வந்து புனர்பூச நட்சத்திரம், கடகராசி, புனர்பூச நட்சத்திரம், குரு பகவான். அதுல இருந்து குரு தசையில இருந்து ஆரம்பிக்கணும். We have a lot of calculations in that. Let's not get into the technicalities and calculations into it, because like we have something called Garbachal Poga, மிச்சம் இருக்கிற இது அதெல்லாம் வந்துட்டு astrologers will calculate all those things. Because இப்போ நான் as I said, for example, ஒரு குழந்தைக்கு குரு தசை வந்துட்டு புனர்பூச நட்சத்திரத்துல குரு தசையில பிறக்கிறதுனா 16 இயர்ஸும் போகணுன்ற அவசியம் கிடையாது. It will கரெக்டா அந்த குழந்தை பிறக்கும் போது it will fall in the 7th year or 8th year. It depends. Nobody can say that. 7th or 8th year அப்படி பார்த்துச்சுன்னா அதை நம்ம மைனஸ் பண்ணிட்டு அந்த குழந்தையோட பிறந்ததுல இருந்து 8வது வயசு, ஏன்னா 16ல 8 போயிடுச்சு கர்ப்பச்சல் போக, இன்னும் 8 years தான் பெண்டிங் இருக்கு. அந்த குழந்தை பிறந்ததுல இருந்து 8வது வயசு வரைக்கும் குரு தசையோட இன்ஃப்ளூயன்ஸ்ல தான் இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு நம்ம எழுதி தரோம். We'll write that and give it to our person who comes for astrology predictions. அதுக்கப்புறம் சனி தசை, it goes on like that.
So in this Dasha Bhukti period, is there any single planet which might have highest impact? Like it could be either negative or positive impact.
Well, there are a lot of synonyms and there are a lot of metaphors in astrology. Okay, like பழமொழிகள் அதெல்லாம் நிறைய இருக்கு. ராகு போல் கொடுப்பார் இல்லை, கேது போல் கெடுப்பார் இல்லை, சனி போல் கொடுப்பார் இல்லை, சனி போல் கெடுப்பார் இல்லை, அந்த மாதிரிலாம் இருக்கு. But practically like when we see in the horoscope planets and horoscope how they behave, how the planets gives the அப்படிங்கும்போது எல்லாருக்குமே ஒரு செக் அண்ட் பேலன்ஸ் இருக்கு. தட் இஸ் த ரியாலிட்டி. எந்த பிளானட்டுமே மொத்தமா தூக்கி ஒரேடியா யாரையும் தூக்கி ஒரே உச்சத்துலயும் வைக்கிறதும் கிடையாது. எந்த பிளானட்டுமே வந்துட்டு யாரையும் வந்துட்டு கீழே வந்துட்டு போட்டு அவங்கள வந்துட்டு காலி பண்றதும் கிடையாது. It is always a check and balance. based on the their individual purva punya balam. Based on that, it has a own check and balance. Maybe on the goodness and the bad effects வந்துட்டு proportion வேணா ஹையரா இருக்கலாம். சில பேருக்கு வந்து goodness நிறைய இருக்கும், 80-70% இருக்கும், 30% தான் அந்த bad things இருக்கும். But it has its own proportion, effects and proportion. But இதுதான் வந்து highest impact. நீங்க to answer your question, இதுதான் highest impact. இந்த பிளானட் வந்துச்சுன்னா அவன் அசைக்கவே முடியாது, இதுதான் அப்படின்றது கிடையவே கிடையாது. குரு பகவான் being a natural benefitனு சொல்லுவோம், இயற்கை சுபகிரகம். It is a சௌமிய கிரகம், it is like very prosperous கிரகம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய குரு பகவான், if a lagnam or ascendant of a child and rashi, the moon sign of a child, அதுக்கு வந்துட்டு அவர் வந்து லக்ன அசுபர்னு சொல்லுவோம். The corresponding asubha, the corresponding malefic planeta வரும்போது he give disastrous effect. He will not give prosperity, he will give disastrous effect on the negative note.
So it all depends on the position of every star and every planet.
Everything depends on the lagnam. Lagnam, we call that as ascendant. Like when a child is born, as you asked, child is born, dasha buddhi எப்படி நம்ம சொல்றோம், ஸ்டார் அந்த ஸ்டாரை பேஸ் பண்ணி தசா புத்தி சிஸ்டம் நம்ம வந்து டிரைவ் பண்றோம். ராகு தசை சுவாதி ஸ்டாரா, ஓகே ராகு தசையில ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆரம்பிக்கிறது அந்த குழந்தைக்கு ராகு தசை தான் ஆரம்பிக்கும். புனர்பூசம் குருவோட நட்சத்திரமா, குருவோடைய இது ஆரம்பிக்கும். ஸோ பேசிக்கலி எந்த பிளானட்டோடைய ஸ்டார்ல அந்த குழந்தை பிறக்குதோ அந்த பிளானட் தான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் தசாவா வரும். ஓகே, அப்படியே வந்து போகும், கண்டினியூஸா சைக்கிள் மாதிரி போகும் அடுத்தது. அதுக்கு இட் ஹாஸ் இட்ஸ் ஓன் தசா புத்தி எவ்வளோ, அது கால்குலேஷன்ஸ்லாம் இட் இஸ் தனி. தட் இஸ் ஆல் லைக் அது அந்த கால்குலேஷன் வரும்போது அவங்க பார்த்து சொல்லுவாங்க. அதே மாதிரி குழந்தை பிறக்கும் போது அந்த சன்னுடைய ஆங்கிள் in the space, and the sun because sun is constantly there. I would say technically we are revolving, earth is revolving, we are revolving. இப்ப சென்னையில வந்துட்டு நான் 5 மணிக்கு இருக்கும்போது சூரியன் அங்கே தான் இருக்கு. You see that சூரியன் அங்கே தான் இருக்கு, ஆனா நமக்கு ஈவினிங் 5 மணி. We are the one who is constantly rotating. So அந்த 5 மணின்றது வந்து சூரியனுக்கு 5 மணிலாம் கிடையாது. சூரியன் is always bright and shining I mean as it is. But we are 5 மணின்றது நமக்கு, that is we are entering through the dusk, 5 o'clock. அந்த 5 o'clockல அசெண்டன்ட் அந்த சூரியனுடைய கதிர் வந்து எந்த ராசியில மெயினா உழுது அப்படின்ற கால்குலேஷன் தான் லக்னம், அசெண்டன்ட். And ascendant தான் ஒருத்தனுடைய விதி, that is the fate, that is the destiny. Based on the destiny and fate, in the game of 9 planets and 27 stars on the mark. That is how Guru Bhagavan becomes the enemy for the persons. Shani Bhagavan ellarum பயப்படுவாங்க. Saturn, everybody is scared of Saturn planet. But there are ascendants where Saturn will give extraordinary effects and make them, not only rich, make them like a king. It all purely depends on the vidhi. That vidhi is being designated or vidhi is being decided by the ascendant. அதுதான் டைம் ரொம்ப முக்கியம்.
So since the topic of Shani has come upon, in Tamil we say about Sani Peyarchi, Sani. So what exactly does that mean, and how does this impact us?
Okay, see again, நம்ம இப்போ ஒரு குழந்தை பிறக்கும் போது வந்துட்டு இப்போ டிரான்சிட்ஸ் இருக்குன்னு சொல்றோம் இல்லையா, அதை நம்ம கேப்சர் பண்ணிட்டோம்னா அது ஜனனகால ஜாதகம், that is the birth horoscope, that is the birth chart. If we freeze that, because 5 o'clock எழுதி முடிச்சு அதை ஃப்ரீஸ் பண்ணி காப்பி எடுத்துட்டோம். We have taken the Xerox copy from the space. Yeah. That is the horoscope. That is the chart. It becomes a chart. That is your lifelong karma chart. அது மூலமா நம்ம learned and well learned astrologers will decipher your predictions based on their school of techniques. But Pocharam is because that that doesn't mean when you take the photocopy, that doesn't mean that space is not freezed. You get it? ஸ்டில் குரு மூவ் ஆகிட்டு தான் இருக்காரு, சந்திரன் மூவ் ஆகிட்டு தான் இருக்காரு, சனி பகவான் டிகிரி இன்ச் பை இன்ச் மூவ் ஆகிட்டு தான் இருக்காரு ஸ்பேஸ் சோலார் சிஸ்டத்தில், நம்மளுடைய சோலார் சிஸ்டத்தில். அப்போ ஒரு இடத்துல இருந்து நமக்கு மேஷம் ரிஷபம்னு அந்த ஒரு கான்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ் மேல சொன்னோம் இல்லையா, ஒரு இமேஜினரி ஹவுசஸ் 12 ராசிகள் இருக்கு இல்லையா. ஸோ ஒரு ஹவுஸ் இஸ் 30 டிகிரிஸ். ஸோ அந்த 30 டிகிரிஸை ஃபுல்லாக ட்ராவல் பண்ணிட்டு, அந்த ஆக்சிஸ்ல 30 டிகிரி ஃபுல்லாக ட்ராவல் பண்ணிட்டு அடுத்த 30 டிகிரிக்கு வந்துட்டு ஒரு பிளானட் குரு ஆர் சனி ஆர் ராகு கேது வந்து போகும்பொழுது அதை தான் வந்துட்டு அந்த 30 டிகிரி முடிச்சு அந்த 31st டிகிரி. Each house is 30 degrees. The measurement is 30 degree.
Got it.
So 12 into 30, 360 degrees. So it's a circle. It's a paradox. Life paradox. You keep cycling because of your karma here. Life cycle. That is 360 degree. அந்த 30 டிகிரி முடிச்சிட்டு பிளானட் வந்துட்டு அடுத்த ஹவுஸ்க்கு போகும். ஸோ அதை தான் நம்ம வந்து பெயர்ச்சின்னு நம்ம வந்துட்டு இங்க சொல்றோம். ஸோ இப்போ ஒரு ஹவுஸ்ல இருந்து இன்னொரு ஹவுஸுக்கு போகும்போது அதுதான் வந்து சனி பெயர்ச்சி, குரு பெயர்ச்சி. அது வந்து தட் மீன்ஸ் தட் அந்த பாவத்துல 30 டிகிரி அந்த ஹவுஸ் ஆர் பாவால முடிச்சுட்டு அடுத்த 30 டிகிரிக்கு அவர் போறாரு. மேஷத்தை முடிச்சுட்டு ரிஷபத்துக்கு போறாரு. ரிஷபத்துல 30 டிகிரி அவரோட ஜேர்னி ஃபுல்லா அப்படி முடிக்கிறாரு. முடிச்சுட்டு அடுத்தது மிதுனத்துக்கு போறாரு, ஜெமினாய்க்கு போறாரு. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் வாட் வி கால் அஸ் பெயர்ச்சி. And people always see like Guru Peyarchina it is good, or Sani Peyarchina it is bad, or Rahu Ketu Peyarchina like it is good and bad or whatever. But these Peyarchis, of course it has its own effect. இல்லன்னு சொல்லல. குரு பெயர்ச்சினா அதுக்கு உண்டான நல்ல எஃபெக்ட்ஸும் இருக்கு, பேட் எஃபெக்ட்ஸும் இருக்கு. மேலிஃபிக் எஃபெக்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் குட் எஃபெக்ட்ஸ் ரெண்டுமே இருக்கு. சனி பெயர்ச்சினா அதோட குட் எஃபெக்ட்ஸும் இருக்கு, மேலிஃபிக் எஃபெக்ட்ஸும் இருக்கு. ராகு கேது பெயர்ச்சிக்கும் it has its own effect. But 80% of the horoscope, 80% of the good or bad is being decided by the horoscope chart, planetary positions and the ascendant. As I said earlier, Lagna, ascendant is the one which decides what are all the events to be taken. இப்போ ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் குரு வந்துட்டு சில இடங்கள்ல ஹவுசஸ்ல வரும்போது நல்லதுன்னு நம்ம சொல்லுவோம். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் 2ஆம் பாவ குரு, 5ஆம் பாவ குரு, I mean 2nd, 5th, 7th, 9th and 11th. These are the houses, these are the places like the number houses when Jupiter transits. It is said to be prosperous. It is said to be very auspicious. Like Guru Bala Mandache. Many would have heard like Guru Bala has come for marriage, for child, progeny, all those things. But you would have heard, or I have heard from many of my clients or many of my friends, Nalla Guru Bala Mandache, Guru is in a very good place, still I am not getting married. Still I have not, it's been so many years since we got married. We are trying for, child. We are not gifted with a child. So this happens. Why? Guru Peyarchi nalla irukuna kalyanamum nadakanum kulandhiyum porakanum, correct? But it is not the case. Because so that's where the element of Dasha Buddhi Andhara Sukshamam comes. Dasha Buddhi mainly lord of the planet and the sublord of the planet. That comes into play. The captain of the ship and the sub-captain of the ship. These are the two ones who actually decides what this guy should get, what this guy should not get. What this guy should get very soon, what this guy should get very late, extremely late. But they will decide. This Guru Peyarchi, Sani Peyarchi, they will, support that captain of the ship. If the Dasha Buddhi is excellent, for example, Guru Peyarchi is also like excellent, like as I said, like in the 2nd house, 5th house, 7th, 9th and 11th house. The effects will be, positive effects will be amplified. Same comes for the Shani. Sani Bhagavan, when it is in the Ashtama Sani, they say, Yendra Sani, which is like 12th house, 1st house and the 2nd house. All the, he is there in the house for 2.5 years. He travels very slow. That is why in the solar system, he is very, he is in the very extreme outer axis of the sun. He is not in the inner circle of the orbit. He is in the outer circle of the orbit. Saturn is in the outer circle of the orbit. That is why he is taking 30 years, 30 full years of circulation to complete one circle of from Mesham to Venam. The 360 degree, he takes 30 years. Saturn. He is in the outer ring. we call that as inner ring, outer ring. He's in the extreme outer ring.
Yeah. So that's why also many fear about especially.
Correct. So he comes and he is the planet of karma. So based on the karma only everything happens that we discussed. Good karma, bad karma.
Yeah.
Karma means action. It might be good, it might be bad. If you are doing good karma, there is nothing to worry about Saturn. There is nothing to worry about Sani Bhagavan.
So can we simply say that if anybody is going through Shani, Peyarchi or Shani's phase, is doing a lot of good karmas, just like for instance say charity and service would help them lessen the effects?
Absolutely, yes. There are a lot of portfolios for the planet. I mean, can I go ahead with each planet's portfolios?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, what do they hold? Right. So, since you started from Shani, I can say that for a person who is going through a 7.5 Saturn, like Sadesati, or Elder Sani that we call in Tamil, in those 7.5 years, a person can do the penance of like helping the orphan children, who are the significations of Saturn. Those who are like hard job workers, like the person who are like working in cleaning the drainage systems, sewage systems. Those who are like working in places like where a normal person will really like hold a step back, like how can I go and work there, in the coal mine fields, in the Neyveli coal mine fields, people are suffering and they are working, very hard workers there. Basically those who are doing a very hard job, those who are doing a very hard work, those who are very industrious, those who are very workaholics, they are all the amsam of Sani Bhagavan. Those are all the significance of Bhagavan. And the people who are crippled, those who are like amputated, legs amputated, hands amputated, those who are like coming in wheelchair, those who are like we call them as Matrutirunali. Like differently abled people. Those are all Saturn's effects. I mean Saturn. They are all the significators of Saturn. So Saturn, when you help them, when you support them, when you even do a very smallest help to them, when you do even as smallest as motivating them to come up or to do some things, the malefic effects of the 7.5, this Ashtama Sani and Ardhashta Sani, these effects will be totally, I mean not totally, the negative effects will be reduced, the intensity will be reduced, and you will basically your bad karmas will be cleansed. You can clean your bad karmas through helping those deprived and those who are physically challenged.
And I think even Lord Hanuman's play a huge role in Shani, right?
Absolutely. So I'll start from Sun. See, for example, Sun has a portfolio of like the kings. Because Sun is the king. Even in astrology or in scientifically in astrophysics, astronomy, Sun is the center point, as I said. So, since he is the king, entire axis is rotated around him, gravitated around him, right? Yeah. He is not doing anything. Others are doing him, and based on his light only, all the living beings are every day they are getting their life. Right from the plants, right from the insects, right from the
he is the main source of energy.
He is the main source of energy. He is the vital life source, Surya. So Sun first comes. So Lord Shiva is the corresponding devata for Sun. So those who are like king is always a source of energy for everyone, right? I mean, a country is being saved by the king. A king who is the one who takes care of its people, who takes care of their the prosperity of the kingdom and the people of the kingdom, everything like. So Sun, Shiva, Adi Yogi, like Lord Shiva, and then comes the moon, who is the queen, who is the Parvati, like Ammai. So Shivan, Appan, and Parvati, Ammai. So she is the queen. So from, right beside the king, queen is the one who is seated, right? So moon, we call that as Manokaragan. We call that as Manokaragan. So Manokaragan in this terms, you would have heard about lunar eclipse, which is corresponding only to moon. Solar eclipse is contributed to, corresponding to sun.
Yeah.
So lunar is, what is lunar? We call someone who is behaving crazily lunatic.
Yeah.
So this word comes from here. Lunar. So Chandran is the one. Manokaragan means Manomayam. Like Manomaya Kosham we call it as. We everything comes from Manas. Manam. How we feel, how we think, how we execute things, how we plan, how we strategize. All these things, like first Manas, if we say that Manam Murga Arda Ella Urga. We say good thoughts lead to good thoughts, bad thoughts lead to bad thoughts. And where does that good thoughts and bad thought comes? When a person's horoscope, moon should be in a very strong position. So Mano Karagan, the signification. Karagan is nothing but a signification. That is why we call it as Karagan in Sanskrit. So Mano Karagan, Chandran. So Amma, Ambal, like mother, or you can correspond to any mother, planet Earth. Everything is a representation of mother. Parashakti. So she is moon. So that's it. The portfolio that has this, like, always mother gives the food than the father. Father will say, had food or not, or eat. Mother will give it right, you eat the plate. She will feed you. So all the food categories, all the, in the modern term we call that as FMCGs, fast moving consumer goods, or any eateries, or anything like perishable, non-perishable, consumable, anything that is consumable, everything is corresponded to moon. There is a lot of intricate connection in that. So moon has this, and so Adi Parashakti is the goddess who is corresponding to moon. And next comes imagine it as a kingdom, okay? Where the king is there, queen is there, Shiva, Shakti, sun, moon. Then comes the warrior. For a kingdom to be very safe and prosperous, a warrior or a commander-in-chief, Senadipati, commander-in-chief should be very strong. Then only a kingdom will survive from any threats or any kind of miseries from external factors. So that is Sevai, Mars. So Mars corresponding Devata is Lord Murugan, Lord Kartikeya. Is the warlord. So we have a lot of Puranic stories on that. Let's not delve into it, or let's not digress to it again. So he is the one who safeguards the entire Jyotish kingdom. Because every individual is having a Jyotish kingdom. Like we say. So Suryan is the one who gives the willpower to live. Mother, that is like moon, which gives that person, respective person, the child or a horoscope, through the horoscope, he gives the good thoughts, good speech, good, comfortable life.
Or most positive things.
More positive things. And not only this, third thing, we need to have valor in whatever we have, whatever we are doing. Without valor, like we had this Puranic song like Kalviya Selvama Veerama in Saraswati Sabadam, like where ஒன்றில்லாமல் மற்றொன்று இல்லை அப்படின்ற அந்த கான்டெக்ஸ்ட்ல சொல்லுவாங்க இல்லையா. So கல்வியும் வேணும், செல்வமும் வேணும், வீரமும் வேணும். So வீரம் is the one which is being constituted by Lord Kartikeya, Murugan. Then comes Sevai, Buddhan. Buddhan is like strategist. Vaishyas, like business. It is not only Raja, Rani, sun, moon and valor mattum irundha pathadu. You need
business
monetary sources. You need money to live. You need sources to venture out on various things. That strategy and mind and business things is being given by the Mercury. That corresponding devata is Vishnu. Because Vishnu is a majestic god. He is like a god of prosperity. Like he just gives you grants you anything which is like a king size. So he is Pattu Peedambaradari. So that is why Buddha is attributed to Lord Vishnu. In a horoscope, when a Buddha is good, that person will have an extremely well business mind. Extremely well, he'll be an extremely well strategist. Lord Krishna, being a strategist, is an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, who is an amsam of Buddha Bhagavan.
Yeah.
Extremely a good strategist and extremely a business oriented, and he knows like how to get the source funding to have a comfort living for himself or herself and for the others as well. So that is Buddha Bhagavan. Then comes the Jupiter, Guru Bhagavan, full of wisdom. Jupiter is full of wisdom, full of knowledge. So that is Guru Bhagavan Dakshinamurti.
Okay.
He always sits in the Chin Mudra. Because wisdom and knowledge comes from the source. It is always there, just that we need to get like a Bluetooth tethering, like we need to get tethered into it. We need to tap into that energy. That is Guru Bhagavan, always in the energy form, always in the cosmic energy. Dakshinamurti, he never talks. He always just be in the yogic thing. You need to tap that energy. So when a Guru Bhagavan is good, that guy will have a lot of wisdom, lot of knowledge, lot of spiritual knowledge, lot of goodness to serve others.
So it might help him take great decisions.
Great decisions. He will not take decisions only for himself or herself. He or she will take decisions which will collectively impact on a positive note on a large scale. That is Jupiter, Guru Bhagavan. And next comes the Venus, Shukra Bhagavan. He is like total comfort and luxury, like colorful lights, colorful places. It's like total palace. It's like a palace life, king life, queen life, palace. So these are all Venus comforts. It's like planet of comforts, wherein like that is being given to Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi is a corresponding devata for Venus. Wherein like needless to say, everyone knows that Mahalakshmi the world is running for Mahalakshmi. The grace and arul for Mahalakshmi. So she is the one who gives that luxury to everyone, he or she. So and after that Sani Bhagavan, who is the Karma Karaka, who is the planet of karma. As you said, Anjaneya, because he is a karma yogi. He always does service as a karma to Lord Ram, to Amma Sita Amma. So his word is Ram, Lord Ram. So he always does his duty or the service to them. He never thought it as a service. He always thought it as a karma. It is my duty. It is my responsibility to be, a guard, a shield for Lord Ram. So that is why Sani Bhagavan is attributed to Lord Hanuman, and also like a few Grama Devatas are also attributed, like Sudala Madaswami, like Ellai Devam, right? Kaval Devam, Ellai Devam. Like those are the few demigods, we call that. So those are the demigods, like very powerful gods. Sani Bhagavan attribution or amsam is there with them. So Ellai Devangal or Kaval Devangal is all like attributed to Sani Bhagavan, because they are all bound only by karma. They give you good or bad purely based on your actions and reactions. That is why Sani Bhagavan is Nidhi Karaka. He is the justice, planet of justice. We have in astrology, we have one term called Saturn is the planet of justice. The one who has to be a good lawyer, prospering lawyer or prospering, like CJI, our Honorable Chief Justice of India, or our Honorable, Chief Justice of High Court, or any honorable post of justice, they all have the, Saturn's blessings. Sani Bhagavan's blessing is there for all the our honorable justice.
So they will be able to.
They'll be able to deliver the justice on behalf of Sani Bhagavan to the people who require the justice, who are in need of justice. They deliver the justice because they are the significations of Sani Bhagavan. That is why they are in that position, because they deliver justice. They are the person with high justice values.
They are impersonating like Shani and giving justice to the people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's why this L.I. Devangal is attributed to them. This Sodalamara Swami or Ayyanar, any demigods, any Kaval Devam, L.I. Devam is attributed to Sani Bhagavan. Then comes Rahu Ketu, who are the nodes. They also have the power of Rahu has the attributed is Kali, Durga. Because Rahu is the one which is being attributed for illusion, Maya.
Yeah.
It is all illusion, it is all delusion. Maya, Rahu Bhagavan can instantly do a lot of magic. Can instantly, make you sleep or make you wake up. That is Rahu Bhagavan. So Kali and Durga, Ma Durga, they are all attributed to them because Yoga Maya, right?
Yeah.
Yoga Maya, they are all Yoga Mayas. They do anything in a jiff, they'll do anything So based on our actions and reactions. So those goddesses are attributed to Rahu Bhagavan. And Ketu is a Jnana Karaka. We call Ketu as Jnana Karaka. So Vinayagar is attributed to Ketu Bhagavan.
Okay. So
because Vinayagar is Lord Ganesha is the personification of wisdom. He is the personification of knowledge. He is the personification of the truth. The truth.
Yeah. So
because that's why in Kala, sorry to interrupt.
No.
From Mesha Rasi we are starting the Kala Purusha. Please try to connect this thing. Ketu, Vinayagar, Lord Ganesha, Ketu. Why from Mesha Rasi Ashwini is starting? Why can't it be Punarpusam in the Mesha Rasi? Why can't star Puradam starts with Mesha Rasi? Why only Ashwini landi aaramikkum Mesha Rasi? Because Ashwini Nakshatra Adi Devate, the attributed god is Ketu. So everything starts from the Jnanam. Murumudar Kadavul from the Jnanam, from the Jnana Karagan. Everything else starts 360 degree. The life goes from the wisdom. That is why Ashwini is being placed by our Maharishis in the solar system.
So actually the question which I was asking is, so if anybody is facing any trouble in these phases, they can just worship the attributed gods and it might help them.
Absolutely. These attributed lords can be. This is all superficial level. Okay, on a very superficial level, you can pray and you can do whatever is like Abhishekam or based on the temple practices. They can do the offerings to these attributed gods. They can absolutely do, but based on the individual lagna, as I said, based on the individual ascendant. The total Parihara Shastra or the total effect, what is actually tailor-made. See, everything is tailor-made, okay? Each horoscope is unique. Each horoscope is very individualistic. Like how we all, though there is some four brothers are born in a family to the same mother, all the four brothers are totally, different characteristics. Like Anju Veralum Ore Madri Irukkiradilla, and we used to refer that. So all the four brothers or two brothers or even six brothers for that sake, or sisters, like four sisters or six sisters, they are all different. They have a different angle of thinking. They have the different views. They have a different even the speech rate of speech.
Yeah.
One talks very, very fast.
Hmm.
The other daughter or other sister, younger sister or elder sister, she or he speaks very slow. One is very extrovert, one is very introvert, one is like very daring, other one is like slightly, keeping a low profile on everything. This happens because every individual horoscope, though they are even blood related, though they are kith and kins, it is all based on the ascendant and the 9 planets, how it is placed, and those 9 planets, these 27 stars, how it is being placed.
Yes, sir.
And the remedies or penance, whatever you are asking, the offering to God, everything comes based on their ascendant. But on a superficial level, on an eclectic level, on a broad level, if you ask me, these are the corresponding deities that one Rashi, Mesha Rashi, or like Rahu Ketu, star, the people who are born, they can absolutely offer and pray to these gods. No problem.
Yes. So I think this today it was used podcast, and it is a little bit overwhelming because all the data is taking time to process. I think we definitely need a part 2 of this podcast, and I have some more questions which came up to my mind, which I'm looking forward to get answered.
Sure.
So, is there any some message which you want to give to viewers?
Well, see, astrology is purely a science. It is not like like tantram or mantram, or it is not like something. It is purely a science. Only thing is, it has to be deciphered. It has to be decoded properly. It has to be understood properly.
Yeah.
That's all. And there is no like kind of ஒரு மூடநம்பிக்கைன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. There is no superstition in astrology. Astrology is the fact based on the planets, based on the effects of the planets, and how it works, how it descends into one person's thought. Like from the thought, the planets takes the shape. Cause and effect takes the shape.
Yes.
That is how it works. So astrology and if someone says like your Guru Peyarchi is good, or your Guru Peyarchi is bad, your Sani Peyarchi is good, your Sani Peyarchi is bad, abhina, always take everything with a pinch of salt. Don't take it everything just as it is. Because end of the day, the individual horoscope and the individual planetary positions of that particular person, he or she, that is the one which plays the major role of how the person's destiny is going to unleash further.
Yeah.
So, and finally, not any horoscope in this whole world is good, too good. Not any horoscope in this whole world is too bad.
Too bad, yeah.
It is always a balanced one. Every horoscope, every individual horoscope is a balanced one.
From today's conversation, actually, I was able to understand a new perspective that most of the problems related to horoscopes can be rectified through pure karmas. And I think our viewers will understand it and work on their good karmas a lot.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. It was really interesting and nice knowing you, sir.
Thank you so much, and I thank once again like for giving me an opportunity to share some insights on the astrology and based on the astrology as the planets and all the concept of astrology put together. Yes. So it was really a nice session for me, and it's a good experience for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.